You might remember the 1983 championship NC State basketball team. Certainly one of the most famous of all time. They, of course, won on that last-second shot. Beloved coach Jimmy V running around the court there looking for someone to hug. Right. This man, Thurl Bailey, was a leader of that team. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. You're here to help kick off March Madness. Obviously a big time here in Las Vegas. I am. So talk about, what brings you to town, first off.
Well, the Westgate Resort is kicking off March Madness at their Superbook, and we're going to have a ribbon cutting tomorrow. But I'm going to be there with all the fans and everybody who's excited about getting this March Madness thing really rolling. But I just thought that, with my experience with the NCAA, they've invited me to come, and I think a lot of people remember that story. Yeah. Remember that journey. So
it's got to be one of the most memorable college basketball games of all time. I mean, yes. You guys are up against that Houston team led by Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler. Everyone thought, it's really their championship, and you guys came and surprised everyone. When you look at the current crop of March Madness in the bracket, any team that sort of maybe reminds you of that NC State team?
Well, you don't get a lot of stories like that. You have some teams that are Cinderella teams. They're flying under the radar, and they get to a certain point. We haven't had. I think Villanova did it the year after we did.
Right.
But, I mean, there's some teams out there. I think Wichita State is a team to watch out for. They're really good. They really ended the season really well. I also think that Gonzaga might be one of those teams because even though they're a 1 seed, nobody really, because of their conference, I think people are saying they haven't played any big teams. Mark Few's never made it to the Final Four, to the big dance. So I like that team. I like Mark Few and what he's been able to do every year.
All right, if we can go back to 1983 real quickly. You entered the tournament. You guys had somewhat of an up and down season. Did you guys really think you had a shot?
We had to. Yeah. We had a guy who would not let us think any different in Coach Valvano. And the first day we met him, which was my sophomore year, because my head coach that recruited me left. So Jimmy V didn't recruit most of us.
Oh, I didn't realize it. Okay.
But he got us to stay. He talked us into it. He gave us the speech. He hooked us. And he said that there won't be a day that goes by that I won't remind you of the ultimate goal, which was the national championship. And we're kind of looking at each other like, does he really know who we are?
Right.
We're not the school down the road with Michael Jordan and Sam Perkins and James Worthy. But we believed in him. And he was a great mentor, great coach. We had some up and downs. We learned from it. But he didn't let a day go by that, we used to cut the nets down for practice. We used to practice cutting the nets down.
I've heard that story. And what a great lesson we all can learn about sort of, visualizing that championship run. Thurl Bailey, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll be right back.